hello again. I say hello to another edition of John Sports Corner. And as you know, we are now in the month of September, and that is a sign of things to come. But since I am only an introductory person, let me turn you over to the none other than host of John Sports Corner, Hall of Famer John Melbourne. John, again I say welcome to your platform, John Sports Corner.
Thank you so much, Trevor. Good afternoon, family and friends. Locked into John Sports Corner. Welcome to the month of Zebulon for my 12 tribe family. And thank you for visiting and staying with our global weekly update on the SosoBone Media Network, the global Caribbean media capital. Again, let me remind you to go to Winner Circle Radio Store in the SosoBone shop and shop till you drop. Among the items, of course, there are backpacks, there are mugs, t-shirts, sorrel, and the great Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee.
Yes.
And, as I've been saying for the past couple of weeks now, the backpacks, school is opening now. And you could put one of those backpacks on your child to go to school.
Oh, yeah.
It could very well enhance their learning.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh,
But
yes.
again, I just want to remind folks, the Great Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee is also available.
And even,
It's amazing how time slips away as we move from one month to the other.
oh, yeah.
And as we look at our calendar for the remainder of 2025, in September, of course, again, I mentioned schools open, marking the end of summer. There's also the World Athletics Championships coming up shortly in Japan, in Tokyo, rather. Then October slides in. And of course, the horse racing, biggest racing weekend, the Breeders' Cup, takes place. And this year it takes place at the Del Mar track in California. There's also Halloween at the end of October. Then comes November, when we celebrate Thanksgiving.
Aye, turkey time.
Then comes December, and hopefully Santa Claus will pay us a visit sometime between December 24th and the 25th. Usually,
John, I just hope that when he come with all those gifts, he doesn't have to pay any tariff.
Santa decide, well, something, I can't cross the North Pole, the tariff fee. Anyway, it's usually another family getting together time, and before you know it, the reality of 2026 will step in.
Yes.
Let me just touch on something else, Trevor. No word on the outcome of the Guyana general elections so far. But from all indications, it appears that the PPP will win on a landslide.
Oh, my goodness.
Jamaica's general elections are today. And from what I know, the polls are closed now.
Okay.
So I guess following this program, I will be locked into some radio station in Jamaica to hear what is going on. Anyway, let's talk sports. As usual, we start with some birthdays. As yesterday, Sharifa Lloyd, a former athlete out of Jamaica, celebrated a birthday. Lennox Lewis, the great boxer who won Olympic gold medals at the super heavyweight category, as well as he later became world heavyweight boxing champion. He celebrated yesterday. John Thompson Jr., the great Georgetown basketball coach, would have celebrated yesterday also. And Eric Dickerson, the great NFL running back, celebrated yesterday. Carlos Valderrama, one of the outstanding footballers out of Colombia, celebrated yesterday. And today, Basil Butcher, former Guyana and West Indies cricketer, he would have celebrated a birthday today. And Kayla McKenna, reggae girl, she celebrates a birthday today. Tomorrow, Lincoln Roberts, former Trinidad Tobago and West Indies cricketer, celebrates a birthday. On Friday, Raul Lewis, former Grenada and West Indies cricketer, celebrates. Richard Austin, a former Jamaica and West Indies cricketer, would have celebrated on Friday. So too Sylvester Joseph, Antigua and Barbuda and West Indies cricketer. On Saturday, Andrew Riley, Olympian, celebrates a birthday. Brandon Simpson, world champion medalist out of Jamaica, celebrates a birthday. So too Andrew Richardson, Jamaica and West Indies cricketer, as well as Lionel Baker, Montserrat, former Montserrat and West Indies cricketer. Then on Monday, O'Shane Bailey celebrates an athlete, and Lorraine Fenton, another former athlete out of Jamaica. So let us start with some sad boxing news. Former British and European champion Joe Bugner has died. Bugner lost back-to-back fights to Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali before losing a second time to Ali in 1975 in a world title fight. Ali, who was famous for spouting some kind of poetry ahead of his fights, had this to say before the Joe Bugner fight. They all sent their best to battle Ali for the ultimate test. Now merry old England is sending their hero, Big Joe Bugner, whose chances are zero. Joe Bugner Joe Bugner also fought top-ranked heavyweights Ernie Shavers, Henry Cooper, and Frank Bruno. He scored 41 knockouts in his 83 fights. He was born in Hungary, Trevor, in 1950. But he and his parents fled the country after the 1956 Soviet invasion, and they settled in the United Kingdom. While his career stretched over 32 years, it involved a couple of retirements and a return to the ring. He retired following his loss to Frank Bruno in 1987, but resumed his boxing career in 1996. Between 1996 and 1999, when he finally retired, Joe Bugner won the Australian heavyweight title. He had moved to Australia by then and defeated James Bone Crusher Smith for the vacant World Boxing Federation title at age 48. Certainly, heartfelt condolences to the Bugner family, and may he rest in peace. Joe Bugner was 75.
So Mike Tyson was not really the first old man who went back into the ring.
No. Moving along to track and field news now, perhaps the big sports news coming out of Jamaica is the naming of the Tokyo World Championship team, made up of 32 men and 28 women. I know I don't have enough time to go through the squad, but we'll touch on a few high points. The women's 100 meter selections are the top three from Jamaica's national championships in June, which are Tina Clayton, Sharika Jackson, and Shelly Ann Fraser-Price.
Ooh.
Jodian Williams named as an alternate.
Okay.
Prior to the naming of the team, I received a couple of calls asking me if it was true that Tia Clayton had replaced Shelly Ann Fraser-Price for the women's 100 meters.
Mm-hmm.
I told those callers at the time that if that happened, there might have been a call for a new election for the J3As. Tia Clayton, I think, quite rightly, has been named to the 4x1 women's relay team. So along with Tia, Sister Tina, Sharika Jackson, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, Jonelle Smith, and Jodian Williams making up the squad.
Okay.
I am a little disappointed, however, Trevor,
Mm-hmm.
that Brian Level was not named in the squad.
Why,
In the
John?
that is the men's 4x1 squad.
Yeah, but he came in fifth place when they ran the last race.
Well, no, Brian Level,
Mm-hmm.
he actually he pulled up in the Jamaica National Championships in the 100.
Uh-huh.
But he came back and he won the 200. And
Okay.
since then, he has run only two other athletes out of Jamaica have run times close to what Bradley, which are Oblique Seville and Kishane Thompson.
Right. He did what, 10-2 in the last race?
No, 982.
982. Okay.
Yes. And he has a 979 on his tab, although I think that one was a wind assisted
Well,
run.
okay.
But he has run sub 10.
Well, that should, if he's not listed, John, then that means we're
But
very deep.
but you see, Trevor, what I don't understand here now, here is it. Tina Clayton pulled up in the 100 meters in our national championships.
Right.
She has come back now running well. She just came second in the Diamond League last week and ran 1082.
Mm-hmm.
The same scenario basically dictates for Brian Level. As I said, it's only two members of the squad that the J3s have selected have comparable times or better times than Brian Level, which are Oblique Seville and Kishane Thompson. The rest of the squad, let me just mention the rest of the squad before I go on.
Mm-hmm.
It's Akeem Blake, Ryan Ford, Kadrian Goldson, and Rohan Watson.
Well, I know Akeem Blake run a great leg when he's running relays, John.
He does, and he's part of my relay team.
Okay.
And he also qualified for the 100 meters.
Yes.
So I have no problem with Akeem. But the other three, Adrian Golson, Ryan Ford, and who was the other one? Rohan Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Lebel have better times than them. And going back to his junior career, Trevor, he is a master, it seems, and run the anchor leg of a relay.
Well, you did say that.
I have seen him run down some people on that anchor leg. And I think it attests to his 200 ability. When he gets that running start, his top end speed, he hits his top end speed going down that on that anchor leg.
So who would
can extend his.
so who would anchor now based on the selection that we have?
I'm not sure who they're probably going to have Kishian anchoring.
I would go to Seville anchor. If Kishian hands off to Seville and Seville has a lead, nobody's gonna catch Seville. When Seville is in front, John, nobody catches him.
Well, Trevor, I kind of have the relay set up a different way. Because I would have Seville on the third leg.
Giving to Kishian.
Kishian on the second leg. And Akeem start with Brand Devil anchoring. That is my squad.
Okay.
That is my 4x1 squad.
Yeah, because I look at it this way. The relay is gonna be won in the first 3 legs. Because anybody who is out front on the 4th leg, running them down at this stage, John, is a challenge.
We have a pretty good men's squad now, Trevor.
Well, there's the depth of it that has kept him out.
Yeah,
the depth of the squad right now that has caused...
No, the depth. I don't think it's a depth because, as I say, he has better times in the 100 meters than 3 of the selectees are 4 of them. So I don't think it's depth. Depth has kept him out.
Right,
and they can't tell me because he didn't finish the 100 in the national championships, because Tina Clayton did not finish the 100 either, and she's in the women's 4x. She's in the relay squad. So what has kept? My question is, what has kept Brian Level out of the relay squad?
I think Tina, when Tina pulled up, she was the favorite in that race.
I tell you something, and I mentioned it before too, that if Tina didn't pull up, Shelly Ann,
that's my point,
would only be going as to run a relay leg.
That is my point. That is exactly my point.
But Trevor, remember now, if Level didn't pull up, I think he ran 9 something in his semi-final, Yeah.
Well, keep your fingers crossed, Don.
I would love to find out why he's not in the relay pool.
Well, maybe we need to have a conversation with the selectors, John, because your point is a moot point, and many of our listeners and other spectators of the sport, that question is floating out there. So the only way it should be addressed is we get someone who is on the selection panel and let them explain how they arrive at a decision to keep him out.
Yeah.
I mean, that is what these platforms are supposed to do. Offer an explanation to our listeners, John. So send out the invitation.
Yeah. I'll check. I'll see, Trevor. It might be difficult now because of the World Championship. No, I think a lot of the athletes there now, some of them at least, are in Tokyo now. Yeah. So I might have to wait until they return. You never know, something might happen in Tokyo. Next year, it's
the guys who make the decision that we are looking for,
Yeah, but they are in Tokyo. I think they'll be in Tokyo too.
So they should be easier to find.
Anyway, Trevor, but let me also point out that the athletes seeking to change allegiance to Turkey, Roger Stoner, Virginia Campbell, Wayne Pinnock, and Jadon Hibbert, are not in the Jamaica squad.
Oh my.
Also missing from the squad is world champion, silver medalist in the shot put, and 10-time national champion, Danielle Thomas Dodd, who has opted out of the world championship. Remember in last year Olympics, I have an interview that she did, Trevor, and she was beside herself. I could have used another word because she didn't have her coach with her for that 2.5 weeks before her event. And she was livid.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that occasion because so she never got a chance to really prepare herself like
Yeah,
she normally does with her coach
in that
there.
vital period there, you
Yes,
know.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we were wondering why finance kept her from not being properly prepared for a meet like that.
Yeah, why she couldn't have her coach, eh?
Yes.
Anyway, for the first time, Jamaica will have a full complement of 3 athletes in the middle distance for women, with Kellyanne Beckford, Natoya Gould-Toppin, and Adele Tracy in the women's 800 meters. Similar scenario in the men's 400 meters, with Antonio Watson as defending champion. For the first time, Jamaica will have 4 athletes in the 400 meters. Joining Watson are Delano Kennedy, Roisin MacDonald, and Bovell McPherson. Team manager is Ian Forbes, technical leader Maurice Wilson. And again, the championship runs from September 13th to the 21st. Yeah, Trevor.
So tell me something, John. We're gonna have 4 athletes in the 400. Are these 4 athletes gonna form the 400 relay, John?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're also in the 4x4.
That's my point, because if you're good enough to qualify for the 4 individually with that type of depth,
yeah,
I'm open. I'll be looking at them doing breaking the vase. No, vase is not the vase. Breaking the tape.
yeah, yeah. They are all in the on the relay team. As a matter of fact, the other 2 athletes in the men's 4x4 are Zandrian Barnes and Jashona Dennis. Yeah. One other, before we go to a break, Trevor, let me just mention this, that U.S. Olympic 200-meter gold medalist Gabby Thomas has come down with an Achilles heel injury and will miss the Tokyo World Championships in another few days.
Whoa.
On that note, let's go to a break, but we'll come back with lots. Welcome back to John Sports Corner on the SosoBone Media Network, the global Caribbean media capital. Let's start with some more track and field. As the curtain came down on the Diamond League season in Zurich last Thursday, only 2 Caribbean winners, one from Jamaica, one from St. Lucia. Jamaica's Akira Nugent, 12.30 seconds, the 100 hurdles winner for women. Other podium places for Jamaicans: Tia Clayton, 10.84 seconds, second in the women's 100 meters. Virginia Campbell, 21.87 meters, third in the men's shot put. Did I say 10.84 meters for Tia Clayton? 10.84 seconds in the 100 meters. Yes, Trevor.
Seconds.
Yeah, seconds. Roger Stoner, 67.06 meters, Third in the men's discus, Akeem Blake, 9.99 seconds. Third in the men's 100 meters. And Andrenet Knight, 53.76 seconds. Third in the women's 400 hurdles. In the other Caribbean podium places, St. Lucia's Sprint Queen, Julian Alfred, the winner of the women's 100 meters in 10.76 seconds. The Leonis Perez Hernandez of Cuba, 14.91 meters, the women's triple jump winner. Marilady Paulino of the Dominican Republic, second in the women's 400 meters. Alexander Ogando of the Dominican Republic, 20.14 seconds, third in the men's 200 meters. Kishore Walcott, Trinidad and Tobago, 84.95 meters, third in the javelin. Yemi Perez of Cuba, 66.08 meters, third in the women's discus. World Athletics President Lord Sebastian Coe says for a professional sport, the outdoor athletics season is too short.
Okay.
Which typically runs from April, May to September. Just about 5 months.
And it's too short.
While the NBA, Major League Baseball, National Hockey League, and European Premier League leagues, I should say, run 8 to 9 months. Cole says he has spent countless hours thinking about it, but is undecided on how to proceed. Does he take advantage of hemispheric conditions that may allow seasons to start earlier or on the back end? To that effect, World Athletics unveiled the new Ultimate Championship team event, the inaugural event scheduled for Budapest in September 11th through the 13th, 2026, and will be staged every 2 years to fulfill World Athletics' ambition of holding a global championships every year.
You know, John, I think he only sees the money because he's referencing sports that are team sports versus when it comes to track and field, they're individual sports, John. Whether it be the 100, the 200, the 400, whether it be in singles or relay fashion, when it is taking place, they're individuals, John. There's no team sport in track and field.
But I think the athletes will be able to earn dollars.
Yeah, but they're gonna wear out their muscles and end up having more injuries. It's bad enough right now. We're having injuries, John. Okay.
Trevor, I don't think so. I think it's how you prepare, because as he says, it's really 5 months. I mean, as a professional athlete, it's 5 months you have to earn money. And so he wants to extend that, comparable to other professional sports.
Well, if he really wants to give them some money, you need to give them more of the money that they're getting from the sponsors, John.
And you see what he said. What he said in with this Ultimate Championship, you'll notice it's an even year. It's going to be every 2 years.
Well,
World Championship is an odd year, every 2 years.
And I'm sure that he's settling on every 2 years because somewhere along the line burnout is a question. So,
but it's every 2 years because he wants to have a World Athletics Championships every year
Okay, but
to,
how
to
does that?
extend to extend the season then.
Yes, but how does that now match up when the Olympics are taking place, John? Because in essence, if he's doing it an odd year, then he's gonna be doing it '03 and the Olympics is gonna be '04. How does that factor in with the existing
Well, I suppose they'll schedule the Olympics and this ultimate at different sometime whatever the year, because the Olympics usually come in June, July, and this meet now is in September.
oh well,
So it's about 2 or 3 months out after the Olympic Games.
Sebastian Coe was okay when he was running, John. But now that he is a Lord, I don't know if I don't think he's squat.
No, but I think he has been a good World Athletics president, Trevor, so far.
Yes, so tell him if it's not broken, don't fix it.
But you see, because remember in last year's Olympics, he started talking about athletes earning money in the Olympic Games, and
Mm-hmm.
it caused a little for hubbub with other sports. So I think he's looking out now for athletes being able to earn money other than just in that 5 month, 6 month period.
Well, you need to let it float out there for a while and see if it sinks.
Careful how you talk about floating, Trevor. Let's move on to some cricket, love the cricket, updating the Caribbean Premier League. And let's start from Sunday at the Warner Park, where St. Lucia Kings defeated the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons by 6 wickets. Falcons 204 for 4 from 20 overs. Shakib Al Hassan 61, Amir Jangu 56, Fabian Allen 38 not out. Tabre Shamsi 3 for 30 from 10 overs. Delano Hot Gita 1 for 20 from 3. The Kings 206 for 4 from 17.5 overs. Tim Seifert 125 not out. Tim David 23. Osama Mir 1 for 39 from 4 overs, was the most economical bowler. Salam Irshad 1 for 40 from 4 overs. Odin Smith 1 for 25 from 2 overs. And Jaden Seals 1 for 39 from 2.5 overs. Player of the match, Tim Seifert. With the Brian Lara Academy on Monday, Trinbago Night Riders by 12 runs over St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. The Night Riders 179 for 6 from 20 overs. Kieran Pollard 65, Nicholas Poran 52, Jason Holder 2 for 25 from 4 overs. Ashmead Ned, Navin Bidesi, and Kyle Mears 1 wicket each. Patriots 167 for 6 from their 20 overs. Andre Fletcher 67, Evan Lewis 42, Nathan Edward 3 for 30 from 3.2 overs. Mohammed Amir 2 for 29 from 3.4 overs. Player of the match, Kieran Pollard. And a peek at the United Arab Emirates tri-series between United Arab Emirates, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. At Sharjah, Afghanistan by 38 runs over the United Arab Emirates. Afghanistan 188 for 4 from 20 overs. Ibrahim Zadran 63, Sadiq Kula Atel 54, Karim Janat 23 not out, Mohammed Rohid 2 for 34 from 4 overs. Sagir Khan 2 for 52 from 4 overs. United Arab Emirates 158 from their 20 overs. Mohammed Wasim 67, Rahul Chopra 52 not out. Rashid Khan 3 for 21 from 4 overs. Sharafuddin Ashraf, 3 for 24 from 4 overs.
Mhm.
Player of the match, Sharafuddin Ashraf.
Mhm.
Over in Bangladesh at Sylhet, Bangladesh take an unbeatable 2-zip lead over the Netherlands by winning game 2 of their 3-game T20 International by 9 wickets.
Okay.
Netherlands 103 in 17.3 overs. Aryan Dutt 30. Vikramjit Singh 24. Nasum Ahmed 3 for 21 from 4 overs. Mushfaqir Rahman 2 for 18 from 3 overs. Taskin Ahmed 2 for 22 from 4. Bangladesh 104 for 1 in 13.1 overs. Tanzid Hassan 54 not out. Parvez Hossein Iman 23. Kyle Klein 1 for 20 from 2.1 overs. Player of the match Nasum Ahmed.
Mhm.
Afghanistan also tripped up Pakistan by 18 runs. Afghanistan 169 for 5 from 20 overs. Ibrahim Zandran 65. Sedikula Atal 64. Fahim Ashraf 4 for 27 from 4 overs. Pakistan 151 for 9 from 20 overs. Haris Roth 34 not out. Fakar Zaman 25. Noor Ahmed 2 for 20 from 4 overs.
Mhm.
Mohammed Nabi 2 for 20 from 4 overs. Fazal Haq Faruqi 2 for 21 from 3. And Rashid Khan 2 for 30 from 4 overs. Player of the match, Ibrahim Zandran. And Cricket West Indies 50 over under 17 Rising Stars competition. Trinidad and Tobago are the Cricket West Indies 50 over under 17 champions by defeating Barbados by 23 runs at Gilbert Park.
Mhm.
Trinidad and Tobago 194 in 46.2 overs. Ada Ramsaran 65, Darius Batu Singh 41, Reynaldo Bourne 3 for 44 from 6 overs, Justin Paris 2 for 30 from 10, and Jahidi Hines 2 for 33 also from 10 overs.
Mhm.
Barbados 171 in 47.4 overs, Rafael Lobel 40, Gadson Boyens 26, Dan Raj 3 for 12 from 10 overs,
Mhm.
Raed Ali Khan 3 for 15 from 7.4 overs, Reynaldo Cornelier 2 for 46 from 10.
Okay.
At the Inchanali Park, the game between the leewards and windwards was abandoned without a ball being bowled.
Mm.
At the National Cricket Centre, Jamaica in a 6-wicket Duckworth Lewis win over Guyana.
Ooh.
Guyana 118 for 6 from 21 overs. Shamar Apple 31. Extras was the next top scorer with 29. Ramnaresh Singh 3 for 25 from 4 overs. Jamaica, O'Dane Binns scored 57 not out to lead Jamaica to their win. Ryan Littleton 22 not out. Jamaica 119 to defeat Guyana. Danza Hyatt 20. Faiz Batch 2 for 24 from 5 overs.
Mm.
Jamaica's first win in the tournament.
Mm.
And in their last game of the tournament, I might say.
Well, I guess you can say they never went home with egg on their face, John.
Well, West Indies Sri Lanka Youth One Day Series started in Antigua and Barbuda at the Coolidge Cricket Ground in the game 1. West Indies on the 19 by 12 runs over Sri Lanka on the 19th. in that 7-game series. West Indies on the 19s, 256 in 49.5 overs. Jonathan Van Lange, 83. Zachary Carter, 39. Matthew Miller, 33. Vignesh Waran Akash, 4 for 33 from 10 overs. Sri Lanka on the 19, they were, well, Kavija Gamaj, 123. Adam Hilmi, 41. Jakeem Pollard, 3 for 34 from 9 overs. Aiden Ramcha, 2 for 41 from 8.2 overs. Matthew Miller, 2 for 59 rather, from 10 overs. You know, Trevor, at 225 for 5 in the 44th over, the young Sri Lankans seemed to be cruising to victory with Centurion Kavija Gamaj at the crease. However, the St. Lucians, rather the Sri Lankans, I should say, lost their last 5 wickets for just 19 runs.
Oh.
Sri Lanka, however, leveled the series at 1 apiece yesterday by squeezing a 1-wicket win over the West Indies on the 19s in Game 2. West Indies on the 19s, 201 in 47.5 overs. Joshua Dorn, 82. Jonathan Van Lans, 26. Vignesh Waran Akash, 3 for 30 from 10 overs. Viran Shamudita, 2 for 21 from 8.5 overs. Kavija Gamaj, 2 for 28 from 6. Sri Lanka on the 19, 204 for 9 from 48 overs. Vimath Dinsara, 45. Shamika Hina Tig, 30. Zachary Carter, 3 for 42 from 10 overs. Brendan Boodoo, 2 for 27 from 7. Moving across the pond, where England and South Africa are involved in a one-day international series, and at Leeds, South Africa by 7 wickets over England in Game 1. England 131 in 24.3 overs. Jamie Smith, 54. Keshab Maharaj, 4 for 22 from 5.3 overs. Wian Mulder, 3 for 33 from 7 overs. South Africa, 137 for 3 in 20.5 overs. Aiden Markram, 86. Ryan Rickleton, 31. Adil Rashid, 3 for 26 from 3.5 overs. And on that note, let's go to another break, but we have lots more to come. We'll be right back. Welcome back to John's Sports Corner on the SosoBone Media Network, the global Caribbean media capital. Let's start with more cricket. Several West Indies cricketers are making themselves available for the South Africa 2025-26 auction scheduled for September 9th. The list includes Brandon King, Jaden Seals, Shamar Joseph, Jomel Walikand, Casey Carty, Ali Kathanez, Johnson Charles, Gudakesh Moti, Matthew Ford, Mikhail Louis, and Joel Andrew. Other than the West Indies players, the auction will feature 300 players from South Africa, 97 from England, 24 Sri Lankans, 14 from Bangladesh, 2 Australians, and Dipendra Singh Eri from Nepal. A total of 241 overseas players will go under the hammer for a maximum of 25 available slots. While the 300 South Africans will vie for the remaining 59 spots.
Now, how do they do the selection process, John?
It's an auction. You bid on the player. The teams bid on the player. On a player. Yeah, you put Shea Hope. One team says 500 rupees. The other one said, 650 rupees. That way. Yeah, a bit.
Auction.
Okay. Moving along, and a reminder that tickets are now available for the 44th Cricket Hall of Fame induction ceremony, scheduled for the first Saturday in October, which is October 4th, at the Marriott Hotel in Windsor, Connecticut. Football news. Coach Steve McLaren named a 26-man squad for the World Cup qualifiers against Bermuda and Trinidad and Tobago next month. Coach McLaren says his selections have been hampered by injuries to key players. Jamaica will be without team captain Andre Blake, Leon Bailey, Joey Latibadier, Bobby Reed, and Deshaun Bernard.
Wow.
The squad is Shaquan Davis, Jamali Waite, and Tafari Chambers, all in goal. In defense, Dexter Lambikisa, Kyle Duncan, Damian Lowe, Richard King, Ethan Pinnock, Mason Holgate, Amari Bell, Greg Leach. In the midfield, Isaac Hayden, Ian Frey, John Russell, Casey Palmer, Karen Anderson, Jashawn Anglin, and Kevin Lambert. And up front, the forward line, Kaheem Dixon, Demarai Gray, Reynaldo Cephas, Tyrese Campbell, Warner Brown, Bailey Kadamar Terry, Mikel Antonio, and Shamar Nicholson. The newcomers to the squad are Kyle Duncan, who plays with the New York Red Bulls, Bailey Kadamar Terry, a striker with Sheffield Wednesday, and Ian Frey, a defender with Inter Miami. In fact, since the naming of the squad, Ethan Pinnock and Amari Bell have withdrawn through injury. Replacing them are Mount Pleasant Academy's defender Jamoy Topi and teenage Ronaldo Barrett, who plays in Portugal. One other thing, I question the selection of Mikel Antonio coming off a major injury, and as far as I know, is not playing 90 minutes of football anywhere now. Jamaica open Group B against Bermuda September 5th, which is on Friday, away from home, then come home to host Trinidad and Tobago next week, Tuesday. Jamaica women drawn in Group B of the FIFA Women's World Cup qualifiers in October. The regular girls draw Guyana, Nicaragua, Dominica, Antigua and Barbuda in their group. The 6 group winners from the qualifiers advance to the CONCACAF Women's Championships, where they will join the US and Canada. Jamaica Premier League scores from the weekend: Chapelton Maroons 2-0 over Harbourview, Portmore and Tivoli in a 0-0 stalemate, Dunbeholden 1-0 over Spanish Town Police, Racing 2-1 over Waterhouse, Cavalier 3-2 over Arnett Gardens, Mount Pleasant and Mullines United in a 1-1 stalemate. That's a kind of surprise. Montego Bay United 3-1 over Treasure Beach. This weekend, Harborview plays Arnett Gardens. Dunbeholden takes on Montego Bay United. Chapelton Maroons plays Portmore. Treasure Beach takes on Malines United. Racing plays Mount Pleasant. That should be a good game. Tivoli against the Police, while Cavalier will be playing Waterhouse. Swiss federal prosecutors have ended their case against former FIFA president Sepp Blatter and former UEFA president Michel Platini after 10 years and acquittals after 2 trials. The Office of Switzerland's Attorney General said it would not appeal against acquittals for both men in March at an appeal court. You know, I used to receive a FIFA magazine every month in Trevor. Very interesting.
Okay.
But since Sepp Blatter is not the president anymore, I don't get the magazine.
Who used to own the printing press, John?
I don't know who owned the printing press. I just know I don't get the magazines anymore. they're just cut off, Trevor.
You know, John, when you divorce, you know, and you come to the kitchen in the morning, there's no coffee on the stove.
You know? I tell you.
You know,
Anyway,
sometimes, you might just realize with great consideration that there might be a connection.
I don't know, Trevor. I don't know.
But John,
I used to love getting those magazines.
This double acquittal, John. You know, I mean, it came out of one of the most corrupt period that FIFA was going through. I think we might still have 1 or 2 persons down in Trinidad who decided not to live in the country and nobody can't extradite them.
yeah, Jack Warner.
Okay.
But I tell you, Jack Warner, as far as I'm concerned, was a very good CONCACAF president. He looked after the Caribbean. He makes sure that the Caribbean was taken care of.
Yeah, the Germans say the same thing about Hitler.
Hey, you know. And I remember when Jamaica was trying to qualify for the World Cup, I had him on my program on that other platform. And Jack said to me, they are going to do everything to get Jamaica to the World Cup.
But John, I don't say never said that, you know. But we know that the money in Jamaica was also, being going through filters. Many strainers before it got into the glass.
Well, you have to make sure you get out all the sediment and just have juice. like when you put your carrot and your apple thing in the blender and blend it up, and then you have to squeeze out the juice.
Yes, and I like to say, John, I like to say that the buck stops at the top. So that even though he might be, I'm not saying he was not a good president, but a good admiral is supposed to know the conditions of the guys he sent into the field and getting feedback on a consistent basis. He's supposed to know what is the status. You can't ask him what's happening in Jamaica and he tell you don't know.
Yeah.
I guess some people say we have to just cut the fat, and get down to the bone.
The bone.
And that is one of the reasons why we seem to get such good feedback on this platform. Because
SosoBone.
SosoBone. Yes, I mean, we are not being critical, we are being analytical. And it is not good enough to say that a president of the United States was a good president, and 10 years after you heard that they went to war on a lie.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we have to be able to look at where we're coming from and where we are now and speak the truth,
Hmm.
you know. But oh, so be it. That's the
Yeah.
announcement we're in.
Um, yeah. But moving along in the 2025 CONCACAF Caribbean Cup tournament, we have some results, A Daniel Green brace carried Mount Pleasant to a 2-goal to zip win over Dominica's Mocha Cavalier and Haiti's Juventus in a 1-1 stalemate. So Cavalier has dropped, 4 points now in the Caribbean Cup.
Mm.
Suriname's Robin Hood and Trinidad and Tobago Central in a 2-2 stalemate, while Haiti's Chibao in a 2-1 win over Barbados's Weymouth Wales. But then again, with Cavalier, they're in a rebuilding stage now, having lost um, 3 of their best players from last season's team, plus another 9 from the squad. So they have lost 12 players in all. So,
Yes, well,
the rebuild.
well, in that case, you can be patient.
Yeah.
You can be patient.
You said, Trevor, I remember in what year was that? 66, when my club was running through Division One.
Mm.
At the time, it was Division One. And our zone in Division Two. And we were looking forward to meeting the other team that was doing well in their zone.
Mm-hmm.
But then we lost Art,
Mm-hmm.
Asha,
Mm-hmm.
Moti,
Mm-hmm.
Roddy,
Oh boy.
um, what's his name? The goalkeeper, forget his name. And I think 2 other players that I can't remember now.
Mm.
So we had to move players from Division 2 into Division 1 to finish this. And this was at halfway the season.
Mm-hmm. And
you
that
know.
is and you see now, maybe that is why I made the comment earlier relative to the under 17 and under 19, that
Mhm.
you sort of acclimatize, second division and first division in a rotation on a consistent basis, so that when you turn around, you know that when you say you lose 5 players,
Yeah.
you had been rotating a guy as a defender, as a striker, as a midfielder, as a wingman. And so you say, no, no, we have a guy who's over in second division who we have been schooling to take
Grooming.
over, grooming, to take
Hmm.
over. And yes, that goes back to what you said about soccer and about us not promoting and moving the players into a place where they know where they're going, therefore they don't have to worry, consider leaving or not staying where they are.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, Trevor, moving quite along, English Premiership from the weekend, Chelsea 2-zip over Fulham. Manchester United in a win, 3-2 over Burnley.
Manu?
Sunderland 2-1 over Brentford. And you see this game, Trevor? Sunderland Brentford. Amazing how evil pros do stupid things
Mm.
on the field. Sometimes you wonder, well, it's a schoolboy thing that. But when you see, after going ahead in the 77th minute of the game, and this is in the second half, you only have 13 more minutes to win the game 1-0.
Everybody play defense.
And you defend, no, you defend, the defense gave up 2 fouls. One just outside the box on the left side and one inside the box.
Oh man, that's why I said everybody should be playing defense. That ball should never get inside the box.
Yeah, but Trevor, the defender, you have to be aware of the games again and know that there's a certain you can't make certain tackles at certain stages of the game.
Right. There's a
But it's
plenty.
amazing when you watch La Liga, English Premiership, Syria. Sometimes you see all the players, professionals, do stupid things, give up stupid fouls.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you see, now you're hitting the point, John, that we need some mind power across the sports platform, because we were saying the same thing about cricket. That you give up your wicket, too easy, because
Yeah.
because rather than ducking a ball that you see is already shoulder high, you try to smash it over the keeper's head.
And come off the edge of the bat.
And come off the edge of the bat.
And you're walking back to the pavilion.
Yes, trying to break your bat as if it's the bat's fault.
Hmm. Anyway, Trevor, Bournemouth 1-0 over Tottenham. That's another surprise. Tottenham lose 2 games after with that first game. They blew out. They won that first game at 5-0, but now they have lost 2 of the 3 games. Everton 3-2 over Wolverhampton Wanderers. Leeds and Newcastle in a 0-0 stalemate. Brighton and Hove 2-1 over Manchester City.
Oh, Man City
West
lost
Ham.
and Man U win and Man City lost?
Yeah.
Oh boy, flip a flop. What's
I
going on?
tell you. West Ham 3-0 over Nottingham. And this was another interesting game, because I thought in that game that Nottingham Forest seemed to have had a better possession, but West Ham was seen to be more clinical and more threatening in front of when they were in attack. And as it turned out, they scored 3 times in the last 6 minutes of the game.
Was there any substitution, John?
Yeah, there were some substitutions along the way.
Okay. And I asked the question, because earlier we spoke about the Jamaica getting a player who has been on an injured list. And I said to myself that while he might not have been playing, but he might have been brought on as a good substitute late in the game.
Yeah, Mikel Antonio you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, but I would select him, Trevor. And as far as I'm concerned, although he used to play for, who was it, West Ham? Yeah, he played Premier League, but he was no great shakes as far as I'm concerned.
But it might be a good connection with the players that you have on the field at that time.
Well, maybe.
That is familiarity as a external player coming into the system,
As an experienced player.
Yes, and as an experienced player, sometimes is as I say, beats talent, because talent might make a stupid play inside the box.
Okay, Trevor. And just one more. Liverpool 3-2 over Arsenal. Let's talk a little tennis in the US Open in progress now with Naomi Osaka. She's through to the quarterfinals of women's singles, defeating Coco Gauff 6-3, 6-2 in the round of 16. Is Osaka's first Grand Slam quarterfinal since 2021. Venus Williams run in the women's doubles, and the US Open with partner Leila Fernandez came to a halt yesterday, losing to Katerina Siniakova and Taylor Townsend 6-1, 6-2 in the quarterfinal round. The 45-year-old 7-time Grand Slam winner Venus Williams reportedly said she intends to keep playing for the foreseeable future, opportunities permitting.
Maybe she trying to get Serena to come back to play doubles with her.
Hopefully. On that note, let's go to our final break for this afternoon. We'll be right back. Welcome back to John Sports Corner on the SosoBone Media Network, the global Caribbean media capital. And let's come back with some netball. New Netball Jamaica president Karen Rosenbaugh leading the charge in expanding coaching clinics she believes is essential for the development of coaches and the promotion of the sport, the grassroots level.
Yes.
To that end, Netball Jamaica held its Development Youth Summer Invitational from August 15th to the 24th, which included a coaching clinic. And it was done by senior Sunshine Girl coach, head coach, I should say, Sasha Gay Henry Wright. It's the second year of the clinic, and it targets coaches from primary and secondary schools, clubs, and communities, providing them with the opportunity to gain certification and enhance their coaching skills. President Rosenbaugh said the 3-day coaching session was well received. And let me just remind you again, coming up next month, or this month rather, the World Youth Netball Championship in Gibraltar, September 19th through the 28th. Netball Jamaica hoping to send a full complement of 15 players, but in order to do so, need another 6 million Jamaican dollars to send the full squad. And again, the president, newly elected again, president of Netball Jamaica, Karen Rosenbaugh, says funding has been secured for the playing squad of 12 players, but would like to send 15, which includes the 3 reserves. Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad and Tobago again will represent the Americas region. And Trinidad and Tobago getting ready for their Group B CONCACAF World Cup home qualifier against Curacao on Friday at the Hasley Crawford Stadium. And following which their journey to Jamaica for their away date at Jamaica's National Stadium, and that's on Tuesday. Trinidad and Tobago coach Dwight York named a 35-man squad inclusive of 3 uncapped defenders, Kobe Henry, Darren Payne, and Jerome Jackie. Henry is a 21-year-old US-born to Trinidad and Tobago parents. On to a bit of cricket history for this afternoon. September 3rd, 2024, Bangladesh wrapped up a 6-wicket second test win over Pakistan at Rawalpindi to win the test series 2 games to zip. At 26 for 6 in their first innings, the Bangladeshis seemed dead in the water. But Litan Das, 138, and Mehdi Hassan Miraz, 78, got together to halt the slide in a 165-run, 7-wicket partnership. Before being bowled out for 262, just 12 runs shy of the Pakistan first innings. Bangladesh then bowled out Pakistan in their second innings for 162 and asked to get 185 for victory. Bangladesh got to their target for the loss of 4 wickets for only their 3rd overseas win. And a couple of reminders now. This Saturday, Atlantis Cricket Club barbecue and lime against lime means party
Uh-huh.
in Caribbean vernacular at 23612 129th Avenue in Rosedale, Queens. It starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Come out and support Atlantis Cricket Club. And again, finally, UJA, which is, the Union of Jamaica Alumni Associations, having their 35th anniversary luncheon and awards gala at the Green Tree Country Club in New Rochelle, New York, on Sunday, September 14th, starting at 11:30 a.m. For tickets or for ticket information, you can go to ujausa.org. That is UJAAUSA.org. And that's where I draw stumps on John's Sports Corner for this Wednesday afternoon on the SosoBone Media Network. Thanks for joining us, and tell a friend that we cover the sports globe. Remember to go to the Winner's Circle store in the SosoBone shop and pick up available merchandise of your choice, as well as the great Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee. Be safe and enjoy the rest of the weekend. As I say, vaya con Dios. See you next Wednesday.